Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Glad you stopped by. Uh, I didn't know what I was going to do this week for a video. To be honest with you, I didn't feel like doing one. I have some things that are in stages, and I always do this. I show you, like I put on a video, here's something to build, and I never do a follow-up. So a quick follow-up for you. Um, Towel holders are going great. That's one. That's the other. The wifey poo went ahead and did some stencils on these. I have to put one coat of urethane over the top. And then these are ready to ship. Sister-in-law in question, you're going to be getting these pretty soon. So we'll just put these here where I can, drop them and start over. Here's one I'm in the middle stages of. Just haven't gotten back out to the shop. It has been nasty cold. Actually, there's another one up on the drill press out of pine that I've been working on. So that's kind of been what I'm doing. And that's a great craft show project. What I'm going to do today is one that I forgot about. It's another great craft show project. And it has a bunch of different names. I'm just going to call it a cross. Boop. Cross. This is not my design. I need to go and say that right off the rip. Not my design. This is a video that just showed up on my feed. The channel is Sawdust and Splinters. I don't remember the woman's name. I've seen this cross many different times, and she's the first one to put a little bit of a twist on it. And that's what we're going to try and make today. This is an excellent scrap wood project. And so Chris, I'm looking at you, scrap wood project. And I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and in my area, there's guys that are selling these for $45, well, they're asking $45, $50. I'm going to make this and probably have it when I do my craft show, probably have it in the booth. There's no way I'm asking that much for it. I'm thinking $20 to $30. So anyway, Sawdust and Splinters, she has a video on this. And that's where I got this plan from. So everything that I'm doing is off of her plan. Again, not my idea. This is hers. And you can download this from, there's a link in her description that you can get this layout for free. And and she gives you all the measurements, everything you need. It's really cool. It's a nice setup, but she is very, very specific. You have to use material that is 1 inch wide for this plan to work. Okay, so keep that in mind. 1 inch wide. The thickness doesn't matter. Okay, and since my entire shop is nothing but scrap wood, let's take a look and see what we can find. So over in this corner is where most of my scraps are. This is the corner that I haven't cleaned up lately. Plywood, pine. There's a. Ooh. Can I get to it? Oh. Nice piece of cherry. It's kind of junky up to this point. So it's not quite big enough for this project, but that is just about the right size for two more of those towel holders. I have various pieces of pine and 2x4s and whatever is back in here. Let's go look over there. So this is where a lot of my scraps end up, really kind of here. Supposed to be not even there. There's another nice piece of cherry up there, but that's okay. As I said, this is a towel holder in process. That's a random piece of pine. That's not quite the shape of a banana, but it's on its way. So let's cut this up and save it from banana-dum. Banana-dum. Becoming a banana. Okay, over at the table saw. I need to lower this blade down because that's prime losing fingers height. Bring that on down there. Down there and that. For all you guys in Pittsburgh. So anytime I need an exact measurement, I don't trust my gauge, my measure thing stick on the table saw. I always get a a tape measure or a ruler and I measure it out. So I'm at 1 inch. Conceivably, I just need 4 strips of this, okay, which is to be, and here's more scrap. Look, there's another piece of pine. Guess what that's going to become? Probably more towel holders. So here's a push stick. Wait for it. Yeah. Huh. Okay, so after cutting that, what I've ended up with actually is 3 strips at 1 inch. The last strip was a little bit too narrow. I didn't even bother running it through. So, and it's just a scrap laying around, so I don't really care. If I plan this out right, I should be able to get all of my cuts out of these 3 pieces. Now, there are some very small pieces that will have to have a miter cut on them. And I think for the safety of my fingers, I'm going to cut them first off of the longer pieces. I need 4 of them that are 2.5 from top of the angle, top of the angle. Do you know what I mean? Top of the angle. But this one has a knot in it, so I'm going to work with this one first and try to avoid the knot. So this can only go bad, right? I've already cut one of these, but because I'm such an amazing YouTuber, I forgot to click record. So, you know, there you have it. That's what you got. Okay. Now, as I said before I hit record, I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this stuff and then I'll bring you back in after. Okay, so far, that's what we have. Everything's cut out, put together. These measurements have to be spot on because as you can see, every corner is a miter, and if they are off, it's going to throw the entire thing off. So I'm going to do a little bit more work just to make sure I'm 100% right on my measurements. But then the next part comes in. See, this by itself is cool. A knotted cross or whatever you want to, I've seen it called a Celtic cross. But what she does is what makes it completely different. So that's what we're going to work on next. Okay, so what, as I said, what makes hers different is every one of these pieces is basically going to be cut with a 45 going this way. Okay, and I'll show you better later. Okay, so hopefully that shows up on the camera. I mean, I can see it through the viewfinder. Every place where there is a pencil mark is where it's going to be 45'd in a downward angle. So this piece here, for instance, let me snag that for a minute. Is going to be 45 like that. It's not going to go all the way to the bottom of the board. Okay, so now I have to figure out if I can do that. Okay, so with all the 45s cut in the proper places, you can kind of see what I'm going for here. And I will tell you, I cut these all on the miter saw. Completely don't recommend it because keep in mind, a piece like that is less than 3 inches long. It was sketchy. You could probably do it on a sander. Or maybe, I don't know, there's other ways you can do it. I just like to be stupid sometimes. Now, it still looks blocky, and that's what we're going to take care of next. Okay, now it's time for everybody's favorite part. We have to glue this animal together. There is no clamp that's going to hold this together. I only watched the video that she did once. Seems to me she glued it onto a backing board. Um, I don't want to do that. So, we'll try it and see. I had to go retrieve my blue tape because my wife stole it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these up in sections. Okay. And what that means, I numbered them all too because it was kind of fitting together and I liked it. So I wanted to make sure it went back together the same. Oh, by the way, upon further inspection, I had one piece that was too long and I had one piece that was too short. There's your too short piece right there. So, double check because this is a pretty precise deal. So what I mean by sections, this bottom piece is all, basically anywhere where there's a blue piece. Blue? Yeah. So this is one section. This is one section. This is one section. So I'm going to glue them up in sections and then I'm going to put the whole thing together. Is that the way to do it? I don't know. If you have a pin nailer, because that's one of the things that I've seen is that everyone's concerned about gluing end grain to end grain. Yeah, it's not really ideal, but this is not structural, so it's going to hang on the wall. So I don't know that that's going to be a problem. So we'll get the scummies off of the glue cap. Oh my word. Okay. Now I've heard different people say that you put glue on and then you smear it. I got to get my tape ready and let it sit for a little bit and then do it again. Glue it again. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just, let's just do it. So we'll see if this method works. I did go through and hand sand these edges inside, like this side and this side. The tops and bottoms I can sand once it's together, but just to kind of make my life a little bit easier. So I guess we could do it, the good old fashioned way. And you know what I mean. Oh, that's glue. Can't blow that away. I don't have a rag. There we go. We'll just tape that onto there. It's been long enough. I don't have any idea, people. It might have been long enough. Okay. Conceivably, that should just go together nice and pretty like. Make sure your miter, see that miter's off. Let that down there a little bit. The other one looks pretty good. That one's still off a little bit. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is put a piece of tape across this, and that should hold my miters together. And the way you can check this is just make sure, gimme, I'm filming here and you're arguing with me. Okay, make sure your miters or your gap is the same. That's a 1/2 inch. And that is not. So we need to bring this top in a little bit. Still not. There we go. Okay. And that way my gap is the same all the way, because once you get up here, you got like an LA freeway happening, crossroads and things and stuff. And I've never been to California. I've seen it on TV though. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this glued together, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just working on this glue up. To you, it was just a second ago. To me, it's been a week. And there's been a video in between. One thing I will say about this is I made some mistakes, and I'll talk about them. But you have to glue the entire thing together at one time. So that's fun. So I'm using Tight Bond 2 that is very cold, not frozen yet, but cold, and it doesn't want to come out too well. But the point is use a glue that's going to give you a little bit more setup time. So you got some time to mess up and check everything before you glue it together. Okay, that's what I was going to tell you. It's all over the place. Because I glued it up in sections like this, I was able to better put it together. And that's when I found that a couple of my pieces were still kind of off. So double check before you glue everything together. What's happening here? Oh, that doesn't go there. That's why. I will say that after the first glue up, I don't think you have to worry too much about the end grain. And I don't think it has to be on a backer board. It seems pretty solid, although there's still tape on it. So maybe not. And again, there's no clamp that's going to hold this together. Oh, apparently the tape is cold too. There we go. So I'm just going to basically go crazy, and boy, that's the crookedest thing I've ever seen in my life. Let's put that there so I can't see it. Seems okay. This is what's crooked right here. Boop. Okay. And I'm just going to tape it all together. Okay. Next time you see this, oh! Next time you see this, I'll be in the crazy house. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to try, oh, don't do that. It'll lift it up. I'm going to try and pull this tight, just so it does kind of pull everything together. Mercy sakes, what a fiasco. There's nothing in a wood shop that likes cold. And so I'm filming this currently today on a Friday. I started this over a week ago. But when you're watching this, hopefully you still have electricity. There's a winter storm coming. And the reason I'm still working on this is I've spent 3 or 4 days tracking down everything I need to be ready for the storm, right? While the north is getting snow, yay, I do sometimes miss snow. The southern part of the country is getting ice, and that's what we're supposed to start getting tomorrow. So I needed to get this finalized, and if I needed electricity for anything, do that today. And I mean, when I tell you I'm ready for a storm, let's see, started by filling up the firewood rack completely full. Getting the generator out that hasn't run in a year and a half. I've got 20 gallons of drinking water, which is mostly for the coffee pot. I've got 15 gallons of, we'll call it other water. Flush. Use your imagination. We're pretty much good to go, except that I need to get this dumb thing finished. Why do I care to get this finished? I might not have electricity on Tuesday to even post this video. Well, I can still post it, but I thought about, why do I care? Why am I trying to get this done And if you're like me, and first off, you're watching my podunk channel, so thank you. But I have channels that I watch throughout the week. Today's Friday. Friday's the big day. That's when Vice Grip Garage comes out, and I watch him every week. I love him. I have a music guy, Professor of Rock, that I watch every day. He puts out a video every day. But anyway, my point is, who cares if I put this video out? Well, there are people that care. You might look forward to Tuesdays like I look forward to Fridays. If you're looking forward to my channel, I'm sorry. But I appreciate it. So that's why, in the midst of an oncoming storm, I want to get this done. If we lose power tomorrow, I can still come out and sand this by hand. But I can. So anyway, next time you see this, it'll be sanded, probably in stain, and I have made a couple mistakes that I'll talk about when we come back. Real quick before I go, forgot. I do need to do a little bit of prep for the shop because it's going to get really cold. Sure, that looks good. That's good. That's good. Take that in the house. Pay no attention to this. This is doctor's orders. Did get it glued up. This was just to keep everything flat. When you're putting your sections together, you can actually get a clamp this way and a clamp that way. I glued this up an hour or two ago. And all of the cool guys on YouTube say that an hour is enough. So should be ready to go. Okay, so it's together. Yay. What we got so far. Now I have to sand this, and I thought, worst case scenario, I can sand it by hand, and I don't really want to do that. So that's why I'm doing this now. You see, today's Friday, and some of you are already in the midst of the winter snowpocalypse that's coming. It's not going to hit the Carolinas until Saturday. And we're not really going to get snow as much as we're going to get ice. Arkansas, I think, Mary, you mentioned you're in Arkansas. Hope you're doing good. I know for a fact that Mike and Chris are up in Pennsylvania. You guys are going to get all white fluffy stuff, and you're equipped for it up there. We're not down here. So I decided I'm going to sand this now. I have a 220 on here, and that's what I'm going to use because it's pine. It's really soft. I'm going to sand the front and the back just because. I am a little bit mental. I want it to be, you know, if someone flips it over, I don't want them to go, eh. So I'm going to do front and back both. And then I'll bring it back in when it's pretty much stained and good to go. Okay, finished product. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I said that I made some mistakes. They weren't mistakes. It's just things I would do differently. The parts were at 45s down. I 45'd them, I think, too deep. I wouldn't probably go quite as deep next time. But other than that, I think it came out pretty well. Make sure that your measurements are correct. I glued it up in sections, as I said in the video, and was able to make some last minute adjustments before the glue up. But again, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys are doing good in the aftermath of the storm. You're staying dry and warm, and hopefully you still have electricity. Thanks for hanging out with me in the shop. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.